What up, y'all? It's Trucking with Bugs back again with another video. And this video is primarily going to be about trainers here at Prime. Pros and cons about trainers here at Prime. Right now, I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the hotel that Prime uses for their orientations and for their trainees or whatnot to stay. So, do Prime trainers really care about their trainees or the success of the guys that they're training? Let's just say my PSD trainer was a very cool cat. A Haitian dude at that, just like I am. I'm Haitian. And he took real good care of me. You know, met his family, ate some real good food, taught me a little bit of things for the 5 days. Well, I was with him more than 5 days. I was with him for more like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. But the time being with him, he made me comfortable, you know what I'm saying? As far as being in his truck and stuff like that. Now, my first TNT trainer was an older guy from Morocco, Muslim at that. He seemed pretty cool in the beginning, but as time progressed, his true colors started to show. Now, me personally, if you're a trainer here at Prime, why are you training is my question. Are you doing it because you really want to help other guys coming into Prime be successful and kind of learn the ropes, rules and regulations of driving, being safe, or are you just doing it for the money? I feel like my first TNT driver was just doing it for the money. Like, I don't think he really cared too much about me learning stuff. And the reason why I say this is because within the first 2 weeks of me driving with him, I felt like I was just mostly just driving, right? I understand we got to do the driving part. That's part of, our job. But if your trainer is super comfortable with you driving after the first day, then it's like, all right, let's start teaching him how to do paperwork, how to go to shippers and receivers, what to look out for when on the road, how to slide your tandems. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the things that you're going to be doing on a daily basis. And I feel like my trainer wasn't doing that until me and him got into an argument. All right, so the first day I meet with this dude, I meet up with him at night. He ended up coming from dropping off a load in Connecticut. So I gave him my address to the nearest truck stop that's close by my house. So I meet with him that night around like 8, 9 o'clock at night. He tells me the rules of his truck. Pretty much, he prays a lot. He's Muslim. He doesn't like shoes within like the cabin area, like where the beds are and stuff. That, if I have shoes, to leave them in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat, take them off, and then, that way I'm not stepping on his carpet, because, his carpet's what he uses to pray on and stuff. So I'm like, cool, I have no problems with that. I wouldn't want to be stepping with muddy shoes or with snow on it on somebody's carpet and then having to take my shoes off and next my socks are wet and stuff like that. So I didn't mind that. And I didn't care too much about his religion preference, because whatever your religion is for you. It's not for me. It has nothing to do with me. So he seemed pretty cool in the beginning. So the next day we wake up, we get a load. So we had to drive over like 100 miles to Maine to go pick up some ice cream. I forgot where it was going, but we get to Maine. He drives up to Maine. And then on the way out, he's like, hey, you're going to drive. I kind of want to see how you drive. I'll be, watching you for a week. We won't rotate, but as far as shifts, but he'll drive for 3 hours one day, every day. And then the next 8 to 10 hours, I'd be doing the rest of the drive. That way he could, kind of watch me as I'm driving and making sure I'm a safe driver. Dude, within the first hour of me driving, my man got up and was like, yo, you got this. I'm going to be in the back. Just drive, follow the GPS. It's going to take you to where we have to fuel up, our first stop to fuel up. I'm like, damn. What happened to you kind of watching me for a week to make sure how much of a safe driver I am. So I guess he was super comfortable with me driving, so he didn't care. He just went to his bunk to go to sleep. So as a week goes by, and I'm like, hey, when are you gonna, let me shadow you when we get to these shippers and receivers, just so I could see, how the process is and stuff like that. He's like, don't worry about it. We got plenty of time. I'm gonna show you, but just so we could get in and out of here quick, I'm just gonna go in and take care of everything. In my mind, I'm like, regardless if we have to get in and out of there quick, I'm just watching you. I'm not saying nothing to these people. You know what I mean? If I have any questions, I'll wait till we get back to the truck to ask you questions. So I'm like, all right, whatever. He does this thing for like 2 weeks. 3 weeks go by. I'm still not learning anything. I'm not learning anything as far as paperworks. Only thing that I've learned in those 3 weeks was when we get to the shipper or receiver, whoever we're at, to check in on the Qualcomm and then put arrival at either the 01 or the 90. The 01 is the shipper, the 90 is the receiver where you're dropping off at. So I'm like, damn, 3 weeks and this is all I know? All right, whatever. So mind you, when we would take our 10-hour break, I'm always watching like YouTube videos of other Prime drivers, right? And that's where I'm really like getting information from. So one night, this happened to be, mind you, he picks me up 3 days after Thanksgiving, right? It's about Christmas Eve now, right? So damn near a whole month done went by and I'm not learning anything. Even me asking him questions during that time period, he would answer them, but it's like with an attitude, like as if I'm bothering him. And it's like, dude, like, I'm asking you questions about the job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, what are you doing? What are you typing in? Is this something that I need to know? You know what I'm saying? Is this something that I'm going to be doing when I'm out in the field? Like, I just felt like he didn't give two fucks. Excuse my language. So Christmas Eve, we're stuck. I forgot where we were stuck at. So I'm in my bunk bed on the top, watching YouTube videos. Mind you, my videos aren't loud. You know, he's down on the bottom sleeping. He literally wakes up in the middle of the night. Mind you, he's been sleeping since 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's about 9 p.m. going on 9:30 that night. He wakes up and he just starts cussing. Like, you know, those fucking people, da-da-da-da. You watching those people all the time on YouTube. Their journey is not going to be like how your journey is going to be. Why are you always watching that? Da-da-da. I'm like, at that point, I just start laughing. And then I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo, this dude's serious. So I'm like, you know, what's the problem? What's that got to do with you? Like, what does me watching YouTube have to do with you? Oh, you're always watching it. Those people are, you know, saying stupid stuff. But I'm like, bro, I'm learning more from these YouTube videos than you actually teaching me while I'm here with you. Oh, you know, I'm trying to sleep, da-da-da-da. And all I hear is load this, load that, load that. Mind you, I'm watching Slime Pack. Majority of my videos, I'm watching Slime Pack. I'm watching Trucker B. I'm watching No Hippie Trucking. I'm watching Roman the Trucker. Like, I'm watching all these cats. You know what I'm saying? So Buddy's tight because I'm watching these YouTube videos. I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, I know it's not about my YouTube videos that I'm watching as far as why you're upset. Is it loud? Tell me. If it's loud, I'll put it down. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the volume down. I have respect for my elders. You're like a 60-year-old dude. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. But at the end of the day, you're not teaching me nothing. It's been almost a month, or it has been a month, and I'm on the road with you, and I don't know nothing. I've never been to a shipper. I've never been to a receiver inside to see how the paperwork process goes. I don't even know how to slide my tandems, even though my PSD trainer taught me a little bit about it. But that's your job. You're supposed to be teaching me that, right? And even when I do ask questions, you get an attitude with me. So we argue. And at the end of the day, I respect my elders, right? And I don't talk to my elders with cuss words. So what makes him feel that he has the right to talk to me with cuss words? I know you don't talk to Allah like that. All right? I know you don't talk to Allah like that. So, and Allah definitely don't appreciate you talking to me like that. Right? So, what made you in your right mind think that you should just start cussing at me? Like, I'm not your kid, my G. At the end of the day. Right? I'm a grown-ass man just like you're an old man. You know what I mean? If we were to get into a scuffle, just know you're not beating me. Period. All right? So, we argued. That was it. The next day, my man wakes up. He's apologizing. Yo, I'm sorry. You know, I should have never cussed at you. Da-da-da-da-da. But I just wanted to you to know that these YouTubers, they're not teaching you nothing. I'm like, dude, you're not teaching me nothing either. So if that's the case, you in the same boat of these YouTubers that you claim that's not teaching me nothing. Right? I haven't been inside of a ship or a receiver with you. I don't know what to expect when I go inside there. Like, what am I doing? I just feel like I'm just driving and making you money at the end of the day. Right? So after our argument, the next day is Christmas. Obviously, nothing's open Christmas Day. The following day after Christmas, now he wants to, like, let me go into the shipper and receivers now. But it's like, dude, you should be coming with me. Not just sending me in there to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Or at least if you are, give me a heads up, like, what they're going to ask me. You know what I mean? What information do I need to give them in order to get our load? None of that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I feel like I'm on my own. I got to learn stuff on my own. So I'm going to figure it out. So me being the type of person I am, if I'm going to learn on my own, then I'm not going to, there's no need for me to ask you any more questions. I'm going to figure it out. All right? So I'm figuring out how to deal with the shippers and receivers, which is pretty, self-explanatory. It's basics. Just go in there. They're going to ask you your truck number, maybe your trip. Obviously, they're going to ask you for your trip number if you're picking up, who you work for. They might ask for your license and stuff like that. Just basic stuff because I want to make sure you're who you say you are and what company you're with so you can pick up the product or whatever. Simple stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm going through the Qualcomm myself without his assistance, figuring out how to check in and make sure that my dispatcher knows that I've arrived at the location. If it's a drop and hook, how to submit my inspection forms and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So a majority of the stuff I'm figuring out on my own. But like I said, after we argued, he might have given me a couple hints on what to do, but I feel like he really didn't care too much about me being successful out here on the road. So time goes by, right? We get into another argument. So mind you, the way we worked, he would drive from 4 in the morning to about 4 in the afternoon. Then from 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning, I would drive, right? So every time it gets around about 2, 3 o'clock, I'm up. I'm waking up. I might still be laying in the bed, obviously, because clearly he doesn't like me sitting in the passenger seat because he's always complaining, hey, DOT pulls us over and they see you here in the passenger seat when you're really supposed to be in a sleeper berth, da-da-da-da. So ever since that conversation, I never sit in the passenger seat with him anymore. I just stay my ass in the back of the sleeper. So one day we get to, before that, whenever it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock, I'm always awake. Like, I'll open up the curtains to let him know that I'm up. Do you know what I mean? And if I feel like he gets to like a gas station where we need to fuel, or if he's taking a break, I'm always getting up because I got to use the bathroom. At the end of the day, one, he doesn't let me use his fridge. All right, if I have any drinks, he don't let me use his fridge to store drinks or anything in it. 2, he has his own food on the truck, so I'm not asking him to feed me as well, but at least have some common courtesy to stop at a truck stop where there's food. That way I could get something to eat, right? Sometimes he'll just pull up at a rest area where there's nothing but vending machines. Like, bruh, you ate, right? Can I get a chance to eat? Didn't do that. I mean, he'll do it, but out of just ignorance, when it's my time to drive, he'll sometimes stop at a rest area. But it's like, bro, there's nothing here for me to eat. Like, can I snack on something before I hit the road? So when we would take our 10-hour breaks, I would always notice he'll wake up in the morning around, I would say, this is before we even have the load. This is just natural routine for him. He'll wake up in the morning around 6 o'clock. He'll do his prayer. He'll start the truck just to let the truck warm up a little. And he'll, make him a little breakfast sandwich, like a little ham sandwich or whatever. He'll eat. He'll go use the bathroom, come back. And then right as we get the load, that's when he wants to like wake me up like, hey, come down to the bottom bunk. We got to go. But it's like, bruh, you ain't give me no time to take a piss, use the bathroom in the morning, brush my teeth, or even grab a quick breakfast to eat before we hit the road. It's always, hey, come down to the bottom bunk. We got to go. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you don't have no common courtesy to let your student kind of get himself situated. Like, you wake up early in the morning to get yourself situated, even before we have no load, right? If you want me to get up and kind of get myself situated, give me a heads up. Like, hey, we're going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll go shower, whatever the case may be, get some breakfast before we get a load to hit the road. No, there won't be none of that. There'd be no communication between me and him the whole time. So when we'll take our 10-hour break and we don't have a load, I'm asleep because obviously, we have nothing to do until our dispatcher or fleet manager sends us a load. So when we do get a load, it's not like he's waking me up to be like, hey, we got a load. Let's start getting ourselves situated before we hit the road. No, he's getting himself situated. And then when he's ready to drive to pull off and go, that's when he's like waking me up to be like, hey, come to the bottom bunk. We're about to take off and go. But it's like, damn, bro, let me go brush my teeth real quick. Let me go use the bathroom real quick. You know what I mean? Let me go grab a quick bite to eat and I'll come back to the truck with it so we can take off and go. No, there's no common courtesy when it comes to stuff like that. So the second time we get into our argument, he comes through the curtains. Mind you, when we get loads, I can see it on the app, right? It comes to my phone as well. Whenever the fleet manager or dispatcher sends us a message, I can see everything that he's receiving on his end. I see it on my end too. The only thing that I can't see on my end is how much the load pays and what his response is to the fleet manager. But the way the fleet manager responds back, I could kind of get an idea of what he's asking them or telling them, right? So I noticed one time we get to, I forgot if it was either a shipper or a receiver. I think we were dropping off a load, and then we had to pick up a trailer at that same yard. So we dropped off the load. He notices that the trailer that we're picking up, the only trailer that these people had there left, the tires were all damaged and worn out. One of the side of the trailer tires was all cut up where pieces of the rubber was hanging off. So, he called road assistance, let them know like, hey, something wrong with the trailer. They're like, all right, you're gonna have to wait 2 to 3 hours before we could get somebody out there. So I see all of that in the messages. Mind you, I still got like an hour and a half before it's my turn to drive. So I'm laying down, reading the messages, but, just going through my Instagram and Snap messages and stuff like that. This dude comes through the back and he's like complaining like, yo, I'm older than you and you're younger than me. Why does it every time when it's my shift, I get up on time, and when it's your turn to drive, you're never up on time? I'm like, dude, like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, I always got to come and tell you to get up. I'm like, bro, you never have to come and tell me to wake up. Whenever it's my turn to drive and I know what we're doing for the day, I'm up 2 hours, hour and a half before it's my turn to start driving. Because I'm always asking you, hey, when are you stopping so I can go use the bathroom, right? The only time that you ever, and it's only happened twice, that you would ever have to wake me up to let me know that we're leaving is when we're taking either a 34-hour reset or a 10-hour break to the point where there's no schedule the next day. But being that you wake up early, because you always do, we get the message and then you're waiting for the last minute to wake me up to let me know that we got a load that we got to go pick up. Those are the only times that you ever had to wake me up. Other than that, I'm always ready. Matter of fact, I'm dressed right now waiting on you. Plus, Where are we gonna go? Why do I need to get up to come sit up front when we can't go nowhere and we gotta wait for roadside assistance to come and fix this damn trailer? Oh, this is his response back to me. Oh, but you still gotta get up. I'm like, bro, if you wanna come lay your ass down in your bed, just let me know. I'll bring my ass to the top bunk, but I'm not sitting up front for 4 hours waiting for road assistance to come fix a fucking tire. You know what I'm saying? I'll get out the bed, yeah. I'll put my shit up top where I'm supposed to be sleeping, and I'm gonna go up there and lay down and wait for road assistance, just like you're gonna be waiting for road assistance. Mind you, when that truck is off, it's freaking freezing cold in the front and passenger seat. He likes to close the curtains, so all the heat is being absorbed in the back. So there's no heat circulating throughout that truck to keep everybody nice and warm, right? So I'm not sitting up front to freeze my ass off and wait for road assistance. No, I'm not doing that. So we get into a huge argument. At that point, I was already fed up. I threatened him that I would sucker punch him in his mouth, which I really wasn't going to do, but it's just a principle, man, of learning how to talk with people and communicate. One, there's no communication. Two, you don't know how to talk to people. His excuse as far as why he's cussing is because he say, hey, people in New York talk like that. Bruh, you're not from New York. You just have an apartment in New York. Your wife and kids live in Morocco, all right? You just have that apartment as a mailing address, so when your family does come from Morocco out here on vacation, they have a place to stay. Other than that, you live in your truck. So don't tell me how New Yorkers talk, because you're not a New Yorker. I was born in New York, but raised in Boston. At the end of the day, I'm not going to come and disrespect you cussing, you know what I mean, at you or nothing like that. So I told him, like, hey, I know this load's going towards the terminal in Springfield. Just know when we get to Springfield Terminal, because they called him, he had to go put the cameras in his truck. So he had an appointment to go put cameras in his truck in Springfield. So I told him, bro, once we get to Springfield, you don't have to worry about me no more. I'm packing up all my stuff. I'm getting out of your truck. I'm going to let your fleet manager know as well, too, that, I'm done with you. Because I had already complained about him the first time when we got into the argument. I told the fleet manager, like, bro, I feel like I'm wasting my time out here. Like, I'm literally halfway done with my training, and he hasn't been teaching me nothing. I didn't even know how to start the reefer or even use the menus to set what products I have in the truck, you know what I mean, whether it's frozen, if it needed to be at negative 10 degrees or 25. I didn't know how to do all of that. So after the second time, we get to Springfield. Mind you, it's my shift to drive, so I'm the one driving to Springfield. He's like, hey, make sure you fuel up the truck, before we get there. Bruh, we just argued. You think I give 2 Fs about putting gas into your truck right now, or fuel as they call it, into your truck right now? I'm not doing that. I'm trying to get to Springfield as quick as possible, which is a 2-hour ride from where we were. So he's sleeping in the back. I get to Springfield. I don't even fuel up the truck. I mean, it's still over a little under a half a tank. There was plenty of fuel to get us to where we needed to go. We get to Springfield, bro. We park the truck. He goes to sleep. I acted as if I was going to the caf. I actually did go to the caf to get something to eat because I didn't eat that day. I came back to the truck. My man snoring. I packed up all my stuff. Grabbed all my stuff out the truck and bounced. Went inside, got me a bunk for the night. Oh, actually, I stayed up that whole night. We got there at like 2 in the morning. Or 1 in the morning, I want to say. About 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I stayed up that whole night at the terminal with all my bags and everything just in the lobby area, chilling. Chilled in the caf for about a couple hours. Went to the gym, shot some hoops by myself. Actually got a workout in, went and ran on the treadmill, lift some weights for a little bit. And at the Springfield terminal, you can't check into a bunk till after like 10 or 10:30 in the morning. So I literally spent that whole night into the morning with no sleep. I actually did some laundry too as well after I worked out. Took a quick shower, and just kind of hung out until I was able to get a bunk to actually really go to sleep. So I called my fleet manager that morning and complained like, bro, last time I told you this, I felt like you ain't really like care. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell if somebody cares about what's going on by just their responses too. how genuine their responses are. My fleet manager didn't seem like he gave two fucks. Hi. I'm going to be leaving in 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, that was housekeeping. I got to get out of this room because they're sending me to another room that already has somebody in it. So one thing about Prime, when you get to these hotels, they're going to put you with somebody else. You're not going to have a room by yourself unless you want to pay for it out of your pockets, which I'm not doing. Prime's paying for everything. I'm still in training. I'm not paying for it. So I'll go to that other room with whoever's in there. So I got to leave pretty much to go to that other room. So back to what I was saying. So talking with the fleet manager, I feel like he didn't really care too much. Because I literally told him, like, bro, I'm not trying to meet with him and you so we can sit down and mediate this whole shit together. Like, I'm out of here. I don't even want to deal with this dude. Just find me somebody else that can actually teach me what I need to do. Mind you, I'm at 25,000 miles already, right? I only need 5,000 miles to finish my 30,000 miles of training. Bruh, my fleet manager couldn't find me nobody, so he pawned me off to another fleet manager. The other fleet manager calls me. He's like, hey, I heard your story. I'm sorry about, what happened. You're already at 25,000 miles, and, it sucks that, you really don't know what you're doing, so I'm going to hook you up with one of my guys, and I'm going to let him know what's going on. That way he can kind of show you what he can in the short period of time that you're going to be with him. At that point, I'm like, yo, this fleet manager, at least he gets it, right? Because there should be no reason why I'm 25,000 miles deep into training and the trainer's not really showing me anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's unheard of. According to the new fleet manager, he's like, yo, you should have been learning this within the first 2 weeks. By week 3 or after a month, there should be no, you should be already familiar with everything, which is my point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be out here blind, out on the road, harassing people like, hey, how do you do this? Hey, how do you do that? And I told my fleet manager, like, bro, I know you don't want me calling you when I'm by myself to be harassing you on a daily basis, trying to figure out how to do things. You got more important, better things to do on finding people loads, because that's your job, is to find us loads to make us and you money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be the one calling and harassing. You know what I mean? I want to figure this stuff out on my own. So my only job is making sure you're giving me good loads. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, the guy is at least operating the same thing that I'm trying to get into. So you figured he'd be like, oh, this is what to look out for. These are the good and bad areas. Nah, it wasn't like that. So I got rid of the Muhammad dude. Not to sound fucking racist, but he just kind of got under my skin. So I got a new trainer. This new trainer, I don't know what it is, but since I've been to Prime, it's like I be meeting all these Haitian dudes. And I just so happen to be stuck with him, which is great, because now it's somebody I could relate to. You know what I mean? I never knew there was this many Haitian people doing trucking, or just even here at Prime. I was very surprised about that. So yeah, my new trainer is a Haitian dude. He actually came and chopped it up with me at the terminal, at the cafeteria. We sat down and talked for like 2, almost 3 hours. You know what I mean? Even he was embarrassed about, the stuff that I went through in my last round. He's like, dude, at the end of the day, 90% of these guys that are training are only doing it for the money. Some guys are just trying to get you your miles as quick as possible so they can get you up out of their truck to go find another student to go train and make some money with. Like, the small 10% of trainers here actually do care about teaching you stuff, because at the end of the day, you represent them too as well. You know what I mean? Because they have to do a review on you, and I think we have to do a review on our trainers as well, but still, like, why would I want to train somebody and have them talking bad about me throughout the company? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, you're doing it for the money. Everybody's doing it for the money, but at least be genuine about wanting to help somebody, to teach them something. So mind you, the new trainer I got, I probably spent maybe a week and a half with him, and I already got 5,000 miles down already. And he taught me a lot in that week and a half than I did with my original trainer for the 2 months that I've been on the road with him. So I'm here at the Salt Lake City terminal. I got dropped off here last night. I take my upgrade class on Monday to upgrade, and I'm going to be going into the lease program as well. So, yeah, anybody who's Prime Trainer, man, hit me up in the comments or DM me or whatever. Let me know, like, are all Prime Trainers really like this? Like, they really don't care about their trainees, that they just want to just make the money? Or are there really some genuine guys out there that really want to see their trainees be successful here at Prime? So if you're a trainee and, or if you went through TNT phase, let me know how your experience was with your training. Because some of the videos that I've seen so far were all negative. Mine's is good and bad, Obviously, I had a bad trainer and I got stuck with a good trainer on the second go around. So, yeah. Prime trainers, don't just do it for the money, man. At least genuinely want to teach these guys out here, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, if I'm a hazard to the road, I'm going to be a hazard and a risk for you as well, too, when you're driving around me. So let's all just be safe out here at the end of the day. And, you don't have to teach me the ropes as far as what's a good load and what's a bad load, but at least be courteous enough to be like, all right, this is how you slide your tandems. This is how you do this. You know what I mean? Just the basic everyday stuff that we're going to do at the job. But hey, shoot me a comment, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to have more videos coming pretty soon, so I'm going to try to at least do 2 or 3 videos a week, if not every day if I can. But once I get my truck, I'll be in my own comfort zone to be able to do all these videos. But housekeeping's knocking already, so they're trying to kick me out of here, so I got to go to the outdoor. But I'll check in with y'all tomorrow or in a few days, give you another video, and we'll talk about some more stuff when it comes to the TNT phase here at Prime. Peace.